They imagine sports cars, luxury watches, giant mansions in the hills, private jets landing somewhere in Miami or Los Angeles. They think wealth announces itself. They think rich people wake up every morning trying to prove to the world that they made it. But the truth is almost the opposite. The people who become truly wealthy, the ones who stay wealthy for decades, often move in silence. No flashy posts, no public celebration, no desperate need for attention. And hidden behind their quiet lifestyle is a strategy almost nobody notices. A strategy so simple that most people ignore it completely. Yet this one mindset has quietly created more millionaires than lottery tickets, viral businesses, or overnight success stories ever could. This is the hidden money strategy that makes people rich quietly. And it starts with a man named Daniel Mercer. Daniel lived in a normal neighborhood outside Chicago. Nothing about him looked impressive. He drove a 10-year-old Toyota, his clothes were simple, he never talked about money. His house looked exactly like every other house on the street. If you saw him at the grocery store, you'd probably assume he was an average middle-class worker, trying to survive like everyone else. But when Daniel died at the age of 67, his family discovered something shocking. He was worth over $12 million. Not because he invented an app, not because he became famous, not because he won the lottery. Daniel became rich quietly, and almost nobody noticed while he was alive. His neighbors were stunned. Some people thought there had to be a mistake. Others assumed he inherited the money secretly. But there was no inheritance. There was only a strategy. A boring, invisible strategy that most people are too impatient to follow. Daniel started working at a small insurance company when he was 24 years old. His salary wasn't special. In fact, during his early years, he barely earned enough to feel comfortable. But Daniel understood one thing most people never learn. Wealth is built in private, long before it becomes visible in public. So while his coworkers upgraded cars every few years, Daniel kept driving old ones. While friends bought bigger homes to impress relatives, Daniel stayed in the same modest house. While people spent raises on vacations, designer clothes, that's another hidden money strategy wealthy people use quietly. Leverage. Not flashy leverage, not dangerous debt, but smart leverage. Investments that work while you sleep. Skills that increase income permanently. Businesses that operate without constant attention. Assets that grow over time. The average person trades time directly for money forever. Daniel slowly built systems where money produced more money. That's how real wealth forms. Quietly, gradually, then suddenly. One of Daniel's coworkers once laughed at him for bringing homemade lunches to work every day. The coworker drove a luxury SUV and wore expensive watches. Everyone assumed he was successful. Years later, that same coworker filed for bankruptcy after losing his job. Daniel, meanwhile, retired comfortably with millions. Because income means nothing without control. A person earning $50,000 while investing consistently can become wealthier than someone earning $200,000 while overspending constantly. The world trains people to increase income. Very few learn to increase ownership. That's why many high earners still feel trapped. They built expensive lifestyles instead of financial freedom. Daniel focused on freedom. Every investment bought him future time.
Every asset reduced future stress. Every smart financial decision created more options later in life. And eventually, those options became enormous. By his 50s, Daniel's investments generated more yearly income than his actual job. But nobody knew, because he stayed quiet. This is another reason wealthy people often avoid showing off. Silence protects forests. The more attention people receive, the more distractions enter their lives. More pressure, more expectations, more comparison. Quiet wealth creates peace, and peace helps wealth grow faster. There's a reason many truly wealthy people dress simply. It keeps them invisible. It protects mental clarity. It reduces unnecessary competition. Meanwhile, many people who look rich are financially fragile. One missed paycheck away from disaster. One